The smell of the closet is something you never truly get used to. It is the scent of stale sweat, dried urine, and absolute, crushing isolation.
I can hear her out there. She's pouring wine. She's laughing at a joke Mark just told.
Sarah pressed her ear against the rough wood of the door. The heavy iron padlock rattled slightly on the other side.
That's my laugh. She stole my laugh.
What investigators would later piece together was this. 3 months earlier, Sarah's life had been a meticulously organized routine. She worked from home as a data analyst. She lived alone with her black Labrador, Archie.
Come on, Archie. Time for a walk.
She had done it 1,000 times before. It was the kind of thing nobody thought twice about. But looking back, the signs were already there in the first week.
I set my coffee cup down. It was on the left side of the sink. I always put it on the right. Always.
She noticed it, but she filed it away. The kind of thing you explain away at the time.
I must have been distracted. Work has been stressful.
Then came the incident with the dog. Archie was a friendly animal. He loved people. But on a Tuesday evening, he stood rigid in the hallway. He was staring at the closed door of the storage closet under the stairs.
Archie? What is it, boy? Nice?
He didn't bark. He just emitted a low, continuous growl. The fur on his back stood up. Sarah made a decision that seemed reasonable at the time. She checked the lock on the closet. It was secure. She went back to bed.
I didn't want to seem paranoid. It's an old house. Old houses make noises.
What Sarah didn't know was that the storage closet had a false panel in the back. It led to a crawl space. She also didn't know that for 3 weeks, someone had been living inside it.
I started noticing my clothes were stretched, just slightly. A sweater I hadn't worn in months smelled faintly of cheap soap.
The stalker was meticulous. She only came out when Sarah was asleep or wearing noise-canceling headphones for work. She ate Sarah's food. She wore Sarah's clothes. She stood in front of Sarah's mirror, practicing her expressions.
I woke up one night. I thought I heard breathing. Not mine. Not Archie's.
She told herself it was nothing. That was the last decision she made with full information. The next evening, the doorbell rang.
Who could that be at this hour?
She opened the door, keeping the safety chain engaged. The woman standing on the porch was emaciated. Her skin was pale and her clothes ragged, but her bone structure, her eyes, her height.
Oh, God.
It was like looking into a distorted, starved mirror.
Hello, Sarah.
The voice was raspy, unused, but the cadence was a perfect imitation of Sarah's own voice.
Who are you? What do you want? I want my life back.
The woman didn't try to push through the door. She didn't have to, because she wasn't breaking in. She had already been inside. The woman on the porch was merely a distraction. The real horror was the realization that the front door had been unlocked from the inside.
Every time I thought I was imagining things. The coffee cup, the sweater, Archie's growling. She had been living in my walls. She had walked out the front door just to ring the bell.
Before Sarah could slam the door, the woman shoved her weight against it. The chain snapped.
Archie! Archie, help!
But Archie didn't come. The stalker had already taken care of the dog hours ago. She slipped something into his bowl while Sarah was on a conference call.
I hit the floor hard. My vision blurred. She stood over me. She was wearing my favorite blue blouse. You don't appreciate what you have. You waste it on anxiety and self-doubt.
I won't.
The stalker dragged Sarah across the floor. She had prepared the storage closet perfectly.
A heavy collar, a chain, a slop bucket.
She locked me in the dark. For days, I just lay there. I could hear her moving around my house, answering my phone, typing on my laptop.
The recontextualization was complete. The stalker hadn't just been stealing food. She had been studying Sarah, learning her passwords, memorizing her schedule.
Mark called today. We had a lovely chat. I told him you were feeling much better, more confident.
The stalker would stand outside the closet door, taunting her. As the days turned into weeks, the stalker grew healthier.
Eating Sarah's food, sleeping in her bed. Sarah, chained in the dark, grew emaciated. They were trading places.
She told me she broke up with Mark. She told my parents I needed space and cut them off. She was erasing me.
But the stalker made one mistake. She needed Sarah alive. She needed her as a reference point, an anchor to maintain the persona.
You need me. If I die, you're nothing but a fraud in an empty house. Shut up! You're nothing! I am Sarah now!
In her rage, the stalker opened the door to strike her. She didn't realize Sarah had spent 3 weeks loosening a nail from the floorboards.
I drove the nail into her thigh. She screamed. It was my scream. I pushed past her. I grabbed the heavy iron padlock.
The struggle was brief but violent. Starvation had made Sarah desperate. She struck the stalker across the temple with the padlock. The woman collapsed into the closet.
I slammed the door. I locked it. I leaned against the wood, gasping for air.
Sarah was free, but she didn't call the police.
How could I explain this? A woman who looks exactly like me, living in my walls? They would think I was insane. They would put me in a ward.
She was never charged. The police were never called. Mark eventually stopped coming by. Sarah resumed her life, working from home, ordering groceries online.
I have my life back. I am Sarah.
She still lives in the same house. Every morning at 7 a.m., she slides a bowl of food under the closet door. No one else knows what is kept in the dark.